Good afternoon. Glad you're with us this afternoon. Well, let's update you on the issues around the suspended Public Protector, Busisiwe Mkhwebane. She's given President Cyril Ramaphosa, the National Assembly Speaker and the Chair of the Section 194 Committee until tomorrow afternoon to respond to her letters. The inquiry is now wrapped for the week, and Mkhwebane is raising concerns about the continuation of the committee's meetings without her having a legal team. That comes after the acting Public Protector, Kholeka Gcaleka, informed Mkhwebane that the office will no longer be able to foot the bill for her legal team as they've run out of funds. Our reporter Athi Mtongana monitoring proceedings. Athi, good afternoon to you. It's complicated, it's technical, it's often fairly angry. What's the latest?
Well, the latest is that the committee has concluded today. They will continue sometime next week, and they have two options. It's either they continue with what they've been hearing from the evidence leaders in relation to some of the court judgments on the reports that were put together by the Office of the Public Protector, including those which the evidence leaders were pointing to around the CR17 presidential campaign, or they then find, obviously, a resolution as to how they continue without the Public Protector's legal representation. Well, it remains to be seen how they'll actually proceed, Stephen, because, as you may know, the Public Protector does not have funds to pay her legal team. Neither does the Office of the Public Protector have those funds to be able to foot the bill for Advocate Dalimpofu and the rest of the legal team, to such an extent that the chairperson suggested that the Public Protector perhaps considers using legal aid services. But before we go into that matter, I want to remind you that yesterday the suspended Public Protector was muted from considering or from being able to address the committee on the grounds that the chairperson said that they are dealing with the committee members and not necessarily the inquiry or the hearings. But the argument of the Public Protector is that why are the evidence leaders then before the committee and talking about the evidence that she has testified to, if that's the case. But again, like I said, the chairperson, Qubudile Dyantyi, is saying that what they are doing as the committee is looking at some of the work that will go into that report that will be tabled before the National Assembly, which was due to be tabled now in April, but because of these delays, they will obviously take longer to take that report to the National Assembly. And the chairperson was saying that, well, they will try and facilitate to some extent having the finance minister consider this matter in regards to the legal fees. They'll also perhaps also get the Minister of Justice and Correctional Services. But what they are mandated to do, as the chairperson said, is to look at the evidence that is before them, and the matter about the legal fees is something that would have to be looked at outside of the mandate of the committee. But again, he suggested perhaps the Public Protector considers legal aid.
In fact, by Friday, the 31st, it would have been 30 days when a notice would have been given to the Public Protector by their PPSA to say end of March, we do not have money. And she was asked to start negotiations and other issues. By Friday, it was clear nothing would have happened. I would have indicated on Friday that there are relevant role players that were going to edge on to assist and play their role, whether it is the Minister of Finance or Minister of Justice, the PPSA themselves. We're not involved in that. Our task is to conduct the inquiry. And the only thing we can play is to facilitate that happens. But may I also add and say the Concord has been very clear that she must be given legal representative. But nowhere does it say that who must pay that legal representative. She could easily have gone to the legal aid to ask for those kind of resources, which is a state institution.
As you've mentioned, Stephen, before that, the Public Protector has written to the President, the Speaker of the National Assembly and the Chairperson, who says he will respond in due course. The Public Protector says in her letter, failure to respond, she will take steps, and those steps, of course, involve approaching the court, because she has raised concern about the latest developments insofar as the legal fees are concerned.
Athi Mtongana from Cape Town, thank you very much indeed from Parliament. Do appreciate that update too. What's really been the developing story through the afternoon.